agreed to appearance waivers and had received hefty payment for doing so throughout the years. One legal representative joked, "You can't be the victim and the executive producer at the same time." TLC had already started working on a comprehensive legal defense behind the scenes, including dozens of hours of unused video that showed Cody's tantrums, threats about money, and emotional manipulation. They even threatened to show the video in court. Cody was shocked. He had believed that he was invincible at last, but the network had stopped protecting him when Leon Brown, once known to fans as Mariah, announced a book contract with a major publisher. It sent shockwaves through the industry. What is the title of the book? Unraveled: Growing Up Brown in a World Built on Secrets. Leon wrote the following in the explosive passage that The Cut published. "People only saw half the truth on TV. What scared us were the real things. The icy silences, the punishments for disobedience, and the way our dreams were filtered through a father's will. I saw my mom beg for love. I saw Christine surrender her body to a man who never noticed her spirit. I saw Janelle turn invisible in order to survive. I also stayed silent for too long." Cody threatened to sue Leon and the publisher to try to stop the publication, but Leon's attorneys wrote back in a damning open letter. The truth is not under Cody Brown's control. All he fears is it, in public statements. Christine and Janelle expressed their support for Leon, saying that they were proud beyond words and standing behind them in truth and courage. Surprisingly, Robin even liked the post. The Coyote Pass hearing followed due to public interest. Arizona media. Unplanned but meaningful. Janelle, Mary, and Christine showed up wearing white tops, denim, and calm expressions. They were prepared. Cody came by himself, according to the argument put up by his legal team. The women had given up interest in the land and were thus not entitled to any portion of its future worth. But the blow was delivered by Christine's lawyer, who was sharp, straightforward, and fearless. "Your Honor, we have emails, texts, and even production documents that show Cody promised equal ownership, then did it behind their backs by manipulating titles and using shell transfers." When a recording of a phone conversation between Robin and Cody was played, the courtroom gasped. "The others cannot touch the land if I put it in your name. We now own it. Let them cry." The judge was clearly shocked in the final decision. Back payments and partial ownership rights were granted to Janelle and Christine. Robin was told to make financial records available. Cody got a fine for making false transfers. Christine was spotted crying quietly following the judgment, not with hate but because, at last, justice had arrived. TLC approved a 2-part program immediately following the new series finale. The Brown Family Reckoning will premiere. It includes court transcripts, unreleased video, and heartfelt reunion. Interviews including a long-awaited meeting between Christine and Robin. In the meantime, a family YouTube channel about blended families and healing has been started by Christine and David. Janelle is making an investment in a single mother's land cooperative. The National Domestic Empowerment Summit has invited Mary to speak. A documentary is being made based on Leon's book. Insiders say that Robin is getting ready to leave Flagstaff permanently, with fewer supporters, fewer resources, and more bridges burned. Cody is now a very alone person. SisterWives Reclaimed final scene softly fades in. In Utah, Christine, Janelle, and Mary are seated on a porch swing. A sunset lights up the red sandstone. Mountains behind them, people are laughing. Tea, not a man, not a script, just peace. Christine's gaze is fixed on the camera. "We believed that heartbreak was the end of our story, but it didn't stop there. It was only the beginning." It might look into Robin leaving Cody. Leon's documentary addresses trauma experienced as a child. Cody's public decline and desperation podcast. An unexpected announcement of a TLC relaunch that only includes the kids. And there's more. SisterWives star Cody Brown was honest about the reasons for the failure of his marriages to Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, and Mary Brown. He was only in a relationship with Robin Brown, his only surviving wife. After his first 3 marriages ended between 2021 and 2023, Cody is currently focusing on getting over his 3 divorces and moving on with his life. Cody came to the realization that he no longer wanted to pursue polygamy in SisterWives. Season 19. Robin, however, said that if there were promises of future success, she would be open to trying polygamy once more. Janelle Brown is addressing her sex life. The TLC star addressed rumors about her sexual orientation almost 3 years after splitting from Cody Brown, telling SisterWives, "I promise you I'm not asexual," said host Sukanya Krishnan on the June 15th episode. Janelle said, "Everyone has this idea that I was asexual just because I didn't want to have assembly line kisses with Cody or whatever. It's so wild to me that everybody has assumed The 56-year-old continued by saying that the reality is very different. The hormones are hell when you're single, she joked. I'm a very sexual being, and for that reason, sex will be a big part of her next relationship. I suspect that someday down the road, if there's somebody else, then that will be part of it, said Janelle. I'm a Taurus, and I'm a very earth mama. Everything earthy. Food, wine, sex, all of it. She and Cody have children together. Logan Brown, 31, Madison Brush, 29, Hunter Brown, 28, the late Garrison Brown, 25, Gabriel Brown, 23, and Savannah Brown, 20, but it doesn't mean their sex life was boring. On an episode of SisterWives in 2023, Janelle hinted that there was definitely physical compatibility, adding that everything was very good in that department. But their 30-year spiritual marriage finally failed. And in December 2022, the couple announced their separation. Janelle blamed the breakup on Cody's strict rules for their kids and his alleged favoritism of his fourth wife, Robin Brown. If he had truly been watching out for me and my children, Janelle said, he would have figured out a way to make it work for the whole family instead of having his rules and hanging out with the wife. After their 1990 vows, Cody Brown said he was prepared to separate from his first wife, Mary Brown. But Mary said in the September 15th premiere that he led me to believe that he would work on things by saying, "Oh Mary, when we move to Flagstaff, this will be a good time to have a new beginning for us." Referring to their 2018 move as if he had convinced me of those things, he has been doing this for a very long time. Her main complaint, she said, is his lack of communication and how he really felt and what he really wanted or what he really didn't want, and the story that he's been telling for all these years. Also, Cody admitted that there might have been mixed messages, but only because he added, "I'm like, why would I do this? When he began to work on things, I would not court and date her now." In any case, when Mary finally pulled the plug in early 2023, her friends were happy. They say, "All right, we're backing you in here for you, and it's about darn time," she admitted, "because if he can push me out and I leave, he's not the bad guy because he didn't walk away." She says, meaning that he had been trying to get her to leave him for years by saying he didn't love her in the season premiere. Cody said that he was prepared to let the idea die, years after the family had bought the 14-acre plot of land in Flagstaff, Arizona, on which they planned to build. Unable to build without paying the entire $820,000 price tag, which the family allegedly did in 2023, he said to Robin Brown, his surviving wife, "I'd almost rather scrap it or sell it and then just start again somewhere else." "I can't talk about that," she said in reference to Robin. "That is so not where I'm at." Janelle Brown, the second wife, previously told News that we just kind of started to grow apart, but in the end, she left because of Cody's shortcomings. As a dad to several of his children, the mom told Logan Brown, Madison Brown Brush, Hunter Brown, Garrison Brown, Gabriel Brown, and Savannah Brown, "The big spark for me was when his relationship broke down with my children and he didn't seem like he would move heaven and earth to fix it, and I thought, okay, that was what was really holding me here." Janelle refused to entertain the possibility of getting back together, even when Cody brought it up in the November 3rd episode. "I don't know how I would ever get back together with him and have him not have a relationship with my kids," she said. "No, I'm going to always choose my kids." That was Cody's reason for not trying harder to patch up the problems he was having with some of his grown children. "I don't fit in the family anymore," he complained in the episode that aired on September 15th. "And then I have some relationship with some of the other kids, and it's infrequent," he said, explaining that he was still totally married to Robin and raising their 5 children together: Dayton, Aurora, Brianna, Solomon, and Ariella Brown. "What should I do with all of this?" I asked myself. "It's not a family-like atmosphere. We're probably doing the worst we've ever done in our marriage," Robin admitted in the season 19 premiere, even though they were being totally monogamous for the first time in their 14-year marriage. "Between us, things have been difficult. He isn't sure if he or one of the other women is to blame. Are you going to reject me too? Cody seems to be looking at me because he's experiencing a lot of rejection." She consequently said, "I'm on my toes. I have to constantly check to make sure he isn't ruining our connection. There's no resource to help with the idea that I'm still married to a man who's going through divorces," she said, summarizing the most difficult aspect of confidence: "I love you." Seeing her former sister wives enjoy their new era was difficult for Robin. "They're all moving on," she said on the episode that aired on October 27th. "I feel like the idiot that got left behind." A major turning point in the life of SisterWives star Janelle Brown occurred in 2022 when she ended her 29-year spiritual marriage to polygamist Cody Brown. Cody's emotional neglect and his tense interactions With their 6 children, Logan, Madison, Hunter, Garrison, Gabriel, and Savannah Brown were the main causes of her choice to leave. Janelle, who appreciated her independence in the polygamous system, believed that Cody's preference for Robin, his 4th wife, and his lack of involvement with her family made the marriage unworkable. Cody was left with only Robin Brown when Christine Brown left in 2021 and before Mary. Cody, because of their shared experiences and Christine's role in raising Janelle's kids. The SisterWives Season 19 star and Christine's relationship grew stronger as they helped one another through their separations, but their closeness has been hurt by their physical separation. Christine is from Utah and Janelle is from North Carolina. Janelle has complex and distant relationships with Robin and Mary. Janelle has focused on building her relationships with her girlfriends since she was split from her sister wives. To find out more about Janelle's social network, continue reading. Given their lack of closeness throughout their joint marriage to Cody, Janelle and Christine's strengthened, which were emphasized in SisterWives Season 19. Janelle is logical and stoic, but Christine is driven by emotion. Janelle's realistic outlook contrasted with Christine's romantic nature. As Cody's most jealous wife, Christine battled envy, while Janelle, who was the least jealous, respected her freedom and enjoyed Cody's occasional absence. Christine, meanwhile, frequently felt ignored and neglected by his sporadic focus. There was no greater contrast between the two women. Their separate lives were a major contributing factor to Janelle and Christine's lack of closeness during their marriages to Cody. The Brown family relied on Janelle as their main provider, although she was frequently away at work. On the other hand, while the other adults were at work, Christine accepted the job of stay-at-home mother and took main responsibility for raising the Brown children. It took a lot of money to support such a large family, which kept Janelle busy. The two ladies seldom ever spent time together due to their different personalities, which further hurt the SisterWives Season 19 star's ability to develop a close relationship. Janelle and Christine developed a closer bond after splitting from Cody, spending the holidays with their kids. The SisterWives Season 19 cast members continue to be close, even though they now live far apart. Christine gave Janelle 25-year-old son Garrison Brown. The strong bond between Janelle and Christine, which is based on shared experiences and concern for one another, lasts despite time and space, showing a deep connection that never dies. Robin and Janelle have a strained and distant relationship. Whereas Janelle and Mary have a friendly one, Robin rarely sees Janelle, who split from Cody in 2022, preferring to focus on her family and independence. Janelle feels that Robin and Cody mistreated her kids during the COVID-19 pandemic, which is the root of their tense relationship. Cody and his 4th wife ended up cutting off contact with some of the older children because they were so strict about virus prevention. Robin hoped that Cody and Janelle would be able to get back together, but it appears that ship has sailed. Robin's problems with Janelle were made worse by her inconsistent storytelling during SisterWives Season 19, which undermined family trust. She frequently made matters worse by trying to fix Cody's tense relationships with his adult children. Especially with Janelle's and Christine's children, there was a lot of anger among Cody's older children since they frequently believed Robin's children were given special treatment by their father. By 2025, Robin is still Cody's only wife and leads a monogamous life after Mary. Janelle and Christine have all left him. Janelle was a member of a large clan. While she and Cody were still married, there was never a lack of people around. Cody, who at his peak had 4 wives and 18 children, the multiple lifestyle was abandoned by Janelle when she left Cody. Janelle liked polygamy more than her sister wives did. It was difficult for her to go because she enjoyed the way of life. Janelle has had to establish new social ties with people outside of her former family since she started living on her own. *, the SisterWives Season 19 star has been hanging out with her girlfriends more and more lately. *, let us know in your comments and stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.